My goodness, this thing barely fits in the frame. Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to Retro Bytemeister. We have here a customer TV. So other than the TV I fixed recently, the Vizio M55, link up here in the card. This is quite a bit older. It's just I think it's one of the first LCD TVs to come out. Massive machine, 55 inches, I think. It's at least 20 years old, maybe 15. I don't know. Now the question is, why fix an old LCD like this? The answer is because my customer says it's the first TV he bought from real person money. So after college, the first thing he bought with his paycheck, or one of the first things. But now he has a family, and ever since this TV stopped being the family TV, it moved into his retro room, where he also has his Nintendo and things like this. So why fix a TV like this? Well, because it also has like all the nostalgic video inputs. It's got composite, it's got S video, it's got RGB, so YPB, and another component into a component, another component, I guess. It's amazing. Yep, and then it's got one to eight HDMI inputs. Holy cow! Along with audio input and digital audio out and analog audio out. So it's a really great retro TV, and huge too. So, but this one has an issue. Let's plug it in and see. And before it even comes on, we'll see a flash code here. Power and OPC, blink, 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 blink. So let's look up what that is supposed to be. Well, here's the service manual for the Sharp TV. Wasn't easy to find. Seems like the search results were kind of buried, but now when I search for it again, I guess because I've been looking for it often enough, it shows up. There's like this troubleshooting section here. It's not great. In fact, I looked for things like the flash pattern, the blink pattern, right? And I don't know, blink pattern is the term I would normally use. But it turns out blinking is not even the word that shows up in this document, but timing is. So, or flashing is. So we'll see. It's a little confusing the way it is written here. It says the power LED, and power LED is blue, which lights during TV flashes. Okay, we don't have that, right? We have two green things flashing, so let's keep going. Aha, power failure details. The LED flashes twice and the OPC LED flashes. One of the LEDs up front is called OPC, so I'm guessing that's what they mean. Notification LED operation. I guess the OPC LED is the notification LED. I don't know, but this is what we see, right? We see that the power LED flashes, that it's off, and then the OPC LED flashes. So, and well, the pattern is 1 2 1, 1 2 1, right? So that's what I was looking for, 1 2 1, 1 2 1. But I guess they're looking at it as the power LED flashes, and independently of that, the OPC LED flashes, which happens to be 1 and then both, 1 and then both. Then it says the DET15V signal on pin 84 on the processor is having an issue. UR15 or A9V is not applied. So either we don't have 9 volts audio, or we don't have general power 15 volts. If error is detected during operation, the power is turned on again by interrupt handling, aka instantaneous power processing. I don't know what that this is not helpful whatsoever, right? But this gives us at least a clue. We could start looking at the board if there is such a thing as a DET15 signal, a UR15 signal, or an AV9 signal. When we look down here, we'll see that A9V is indeed a signal that we can find that leaves the main board, or the power board. And it comes out of this IC, IC9704. Similarly, we see over here UR13V. So we don't have UR15V. We do have DET15V, DET15V, and that's, I guess, is a detection detection algorithm here, or the detection connection here, but the board itself generates 13V. Okay. Most annoyingly, the nominal voltage on UR13V is actually between 8.5 and 15 volts. So it can be anything between that. It can be 9 volts, for crying out loud. And Jesus Christ, why? And again, it's hard for me to tell if this is being generated here or if it's being consumed here. There's another part of the control unit board over here that also has to do with UR13, and I'm pretty sure it comes from over here somewhere. This guy is actually generating this voltage. So we're looking for IC9603 and we're looking for IC9704. If I were to wager a guess, this capacitor right here probably failed. Because if this capacitor or this one here, one of these two capacitors fail, then we can either not detect 15 volts or we cannot generate 9 volts. And my guess is that would mean that 13 volt rail is then down. So let's see if we can find C9708 or C9719. If we can find any one of those ICs on the board. All right. Screw holder, screwdriver. Let's get after it. And here we are. Yeah, that's the typical setup of a TV, friends. We got the power board. This is the LED driver board over there. Then we got mystery board there. I'm guessing that's the main board here behind this, because this goes to the T-Con board, and then this drives the left and right side of the screen. So they say the problem with the power supply is somewhere over here. So there should be a connector or a capacitor that we have to look up. But before we do anything, I think we're gonna give this guy a good clean. Yeah, let's do that first. Also, have another look at the service manual. So we took the power supply out of the TV, and made by Delta, I take it. Part number Romeo Delta Echo November Charlie Alpha 295 Whiskey Juliet Quebec Zulu. So, okay, apparently it's a DPS 277BP. That's the model number, I guess. This is not the power supply that is outlined in the service module. My goodness, like when we look at all these chips here, there's only a few ICs on here, and there are none under the heat sinks. They're just, what even is the point of this heat sinky tunnel here? They're just some voltage regulators there. Like, what even is the point? There are no ICs underneath here, and I did a very thorough inspection to see where the ICs are hiding out, and there are none. So the only ICs that I find is this guy here and these. In fact, they are also, oh, and this one over here. They're also the only ones that are labeled as ICs. And everything else is a capacitor or a resistor or a diode or a transformer, or that's that. These ICs that we identified, was it 9704 and 9607, nowhere to be found. In fact, the ICs here are labeled completely differently. Look, these are called IC 7902 through 7905. This one is 7121. This one here is 7905. Oh, look at that. 02, 00, 2, 3, 4 is gone, 5, 6. 1 and 4 are gone. We don't have any IC1 and IC4. Friends, long story short is this. This power supply does not at all match what's in the service manual. And recall how we were looking for the signal UR15V and A9V? Well, these signals are not described on here. Um, we remember that UR15V was also supposed to be called UR13V in a different part of the schematics. And here we have a 13.5 volt signal. The same one is going to the audio, and then we have two ground signals. And then here's AC detect, which I'm guessing that is equivalent to DET15V in the schematics. But these signals, even the pinout, this is not at all what is described in the service manual. So what do? And the only thing I could think of is to ask the community and see if someone, because replacement parts for this TV are unobtainable, and the only thing I could think of is ask the community if someone has an extra board. And lo and behold, someone did. Unfortunately, that board was also broken, but I had a feeling that it may have been one of the capacitors. So we checked. These things here have the appropriate output on the other board, which is like these. The regulators here have the appropriate output: 9, 3.5, 5, and 2 point something volts. And then on the other one, the power gets lost somewhere over here. So I replaced the capacitors on that board, popped it in, and well, we'll see what happens next. Here we are back after what I would like to say was the most challenging repair. I think we got somewhere. The service manual wasn't so far correct as that this signal up top here, the 13.5 volts for the main board and the audio board, was in fact not delivered. But the Okay, future Bastion from the editing room with a voiceover here. I am really not good at explaining in this video right now what actually the solution was in the end. And the solution was to in fact replace all of these capacitors that I'm pointing out over here, as well as transfer over one of those power regulators that failed on the other board. So some of these power regulators generate some of the voltages, and one failed, and that one of those, had to be transferred over.